every match important here today. 5 seconds to go. Let's bring the teams out onto court.
Would you please welcome our first team representing Bulgaria. Alexander Lazarov. Gergana Topalova. Adrian Andrew. Isabella Shinikova. Dimitar Kuzmanov. Victoria Tomova. And playing captain Grigor Dimitrov. And their opponents for today's session, representing Belgium. Playing captain Kirsten Flipkins. Michael Geertz. Magali Kempen. Kimmer Kopperjans. Alison Van Utsbank. Zizou Burgs. David Goffin. And Elise Mertens. If you are able, please be upstanding for the national anthems of Bulgaria and Belgium.
So the teams will now meet in the middle of the court for the handshakes all round before we resume this tie, which sits at 1 apiece. Good camaraderie all the way through, and a fierce competition, yes, but quite a nice vibe around the whole thing as well. The players really getting into it, and we won't be too far away from our first match. Our women's singles to start off 2023 and day 4 of the United Cup. And while it's sunny outside, it's actually, by Perth standards, a bit of a cool start to the morning. 23 Celsius only here at 10 o'clock. We've had a lot warmer, and it will warm up as the week goes along too. We're expecting 39 Celsius later on in the week, so it will start to get warmer as we head towards the final.
Yeah, we're expecting almost 30 in a couple of hours, a little bit later today. Still pretty warm conditions, especially when you get out there on the court. And in a way, it's a perfect start, though, for the players as well, just to get used to the heat, get used to the conditions as well going into the Australian Open, and be able to play in the conditions that you are expecting for the first Grand Slam of the year.
So there is Elise Mertens getting ready. Gergana Topalova, what a moment for her. 323 in the world, been as high as 308. 23 years of age, ranked around the 30s, her highest ranking in her junior career. Won a couple of titles on the ITF circuit. What an opportunity, not only to play on the big court, but to be learning from this guy, Grigor Dimitrov.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the communication there as well, and how good for Grigor Dimitrov to be the captain of the team, but a playing captain, in fact. So he's had a lot of work, but great opportunity for Topalova.
Say hi to Lauren. Happy New Year. Say hi.
Ahmed Laani is our chair umpire for the match.
Okay, so a couple of reminders always. We're using the net sensor and we have TV changeovers. So please be seated until they say time. And the towel boxes around the corner. So yellow is a sticker, and the blue sticker, okay? And the third clock, each corner as well. Keep an eye on it. And we have ELC live, so keep on playing until you hear an out call. Okay, Lauren? So heads or tails? Tails, okay, up in the air, see? Wow, good one. Yeah, tails. Serve. Okay, so picture together with Lauren. So turn around.
Always got to have the picture.
Where is the photograph? Yeah, here's here.
What a moment for that young hot shots player out in the court earlier, having a bit of a hit, and now gets to toss the coin as the players will change ends.
It's a great opportunity, isn't it, to be out there, be part of the tennis, and a great initiative by Tennis Australia, the ANZ Hot Shots. Just go back to Grigor Dimitrov as well. You know, he really serves also as the inspiration for the players in the team as well, and they really look up to him, and he's an incredible player, has been a size 3 in the world, of course. So for Topalova, it's a big occasion, isn't it, because she's up-and-coming player, 22 years of age, but a big occasion, and at the same time, the big stadium that she's ever played in.
Certainly, and 5 ITF titles, so the rung below the WTA Tour and the majors. So one of them in 2022, that was a $25,000 event on clay, which is actually her favourite surface. Has represented Bulgaria in Billie Jean King Cup action for Bulgaria. Actually represented Bulgaria in the mixed doubles, so has a little bit of experience out here on the big court. But obviously, when we move in and start playing singles against an experienced player like Elise Mertens, the challenge goes up a couple of notches. Yeah,
it sure does. So, you know, there will be nerves out there for sure. That's something that she'll just have to try and really handle well in the first couple of games. And no one better to help her with that, of course, than Grigor Dimitrov, the captain. But yeah, look, you got to look at it as an opportunity and really just embrace that and the opportunity to be out here and learn regardless of what happens. And that's the next step in her career.
3 minutes.
Get out here, try and get to that Grand Slam qualifying stage as well, and onto the big stage and the big tournaments.
Oh, this player has been out on the big stage, no doubt about that. 29 in the world, Elise Mertens at the moment, been as high as 12. The 27-year-old, 7 career singles titles, including actually a title in 2022, that one in Tunisia, round of 16 at Wimbledon, Roland Garros, the Australian Open. Great on the singles court, but also great on the doubles court, because she's ranked 5 in the world there, been as high as #1. A couple of titles already, or in 2022, including the big one, the WTA finals at the end of the season. So very, very experienced player on both the singles and the doubles court. Yeah,
Grand Slam champion in doubles as well. But just inside the top 30 at the moment with her singles ranking, has been as high as 12 in the world. And she's an incredibly consistent player, Elise Mertens, a good mover as well. As we see, this is the first meeting between these two players, but it is that consistency for Mertens. She really is not going to go away, and she really wears her opponents down. you know, the one thing that I'm sure will still develop, it is having that big weapon, and that's the next step to try and get into the top 10 and also to stay there consistently.
Let's have a look at the weather conditions. So confirming just a nice start to the day, ease into the new year. 22 Celsius, sunny, the breeze down. It was very windy yesterday afternoon, but you do get that around these parts. But ideal conditions for the players. And as you were saying, Elena, before about, you know, getting the experience being out here in the heat. This court is probably the closest simulation that you get to Rod Laver Arena in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, all of the tournaments around Australia and in different cities, it's a great opportunity to get ready.
1 minute.
You know, you will have the heat, you will have the hot conditions, and absolutely, yeah, this stadium probably is the closest to that. And, yeah, I do know, with speaking to the players as well, look, they love to be in Australia in general. They're loving it here in Perth also to start the year, and everyone really always looks forward to the Australian Open.
Yeah, and it's coming up in a couple of weeks' time, but still some work to be done here as we're seeing Elise Mertens for the first time here at this United Cup. Has played in Perth before and actually has played with David Goffin in the predecessor to what we see here, the Hopman Cup. So familiar with the RAC Arena.
She's been a regular, and as you said, the Hopman Cup, but also with the Fed Cup now, the Billie Jean King Cup as well, and a lot of experience in this type of competition when it comes to team tennis as well. And I will mention actually the playing captain for Belgium as well, in fact, is Kirsten Flipkens.
Yes.
She is the captain for the Belgium team, for the men and women, and is the playing captain. So great. Great initiative here, and great to see the women out there as well. You see here, Kirsten Flipkens. In fact, played her a couple of times myself, and good to see her out there.
Winning record? Just out of interest?
I think so. Well, Pete, you should know that. Isn't that your domain?
I forgot to. I will look it up for the mixed doubles later on. But that'll be an interesting dynamic, because you've got obviously, you know, Flipkens, who's a great doubles player, with Sir Grigor Dimitrov there, but also you've got Mertens, who's a wonderful doubles player and mixed doubles player too. As to who might play that mixed doubles, we'll see what happens though. We'll get through the singles one match at a time, Elena. I've got the cliche out of the way early.
Yeah, but it's good to see that communication, and also actually some of the players, they have their own coaches here as well. So for example, Grigor Dimitrov has his own coach here, Jamie Delgado, and we've seen a few other players. So sometimes you will have a combination of that communication with the captain, but also their coach being there as well. So it's interesting to always see, and interesting to see that dynamic and the communication.
How many voices can you have in your head at a sit down?
Well, sometimes it's not good to have too many, actually. Sometimes the simpler, the better.
So all is in readiness for day 4 of the United Cup here in Perth. Gergana Topalova will get us underway for Bulgaria, replacing Victoria Tomova, taking on Elise Mertens. Happy New Year, everyone. Let's get the new year underway. Just a little long rally just to get us started. Why not? Loosener.
Yeah. It's quite a rally to start off the match, and that's what Elise Mertens does so well. That was a 20-shot rally.
But for Mertens, just looking at, she would have been walking out or heading to the courts today expecting to play Tomova. You then have a change. How much does it affect your mindset when you've got that late change?
Ah, that's a wonderful point. It does, especially if you're getting ready to play someone, and especially if you know their game and how they play. That's what you get ready for, and you've slept overnight or gone to bed thinking you're playing one player, and then all of a sudden that changes in the morning. And also sometimes in practice as well, you will practice certain things depending on the player that you're playing. So if you find out, after practice and you all of a sudden find out you're playing someone else, it can affect you a little bit mentally. But for someone as experienced as Mertens is, she won't panic, and that's also what this kind of event, especially the team event, that's where it helps. A lot of other people will also do their homework on who you're playing, and she's experienced enough not to let that affect her.
Yeah, it's a break of serve in the opening game here for Elise Mertens. And you can see the intent straight away.
First game.
For me, it's almost a lot tougher for Topalova because, if she perhaps didn't know that she was going to maybe walk out here in the morning, and if it's perhaps something that's just also flared up all of a sudden, it would have been a much bigger shock for her than Mertens.
Maybe also, though, in some ways a positive, because you don't have a night of nerves.
To think about it.
To think about it too much. Just get out there, right, let's just go.
It's all about the mindset, how you look at it. You can take it in your stride and look at it as a great opportunity to have that opportunity to actually get out there and play a singles match against a great player and someone like Mertens, and see, where you're at and what you need to do in the future as well, and what the goals would be going into 2023 as well.
So you can see in the bottom right corner where the tie is at. Here's where the win predictor is at. I think that's about right. 85-15 based on the experience of both players. We'll see how that fluctuates during the morning. And when with double bounce, we're going to see plenty of that. Mertens getting to the net, attacking.
Well, we've talked about the consistency of Mertens. We saw it in that first game as well. She's an excellent ball striker, really knows the dimensions of the court and the geometry of the court, and she'll use it. It's a great get, good hustle. She saw it coming as well, Topalova there. She anticipated a little bit there from Mertens, not enough backspin on that drop shot.
15 all.
Here a little bit, just too much air as well, too high. Gotta be careful on hard court in these hot conditions when you do drop shot.
Oh, too good.
Wonderful angle. You drop shot on a fast surface, or especially in hot conditions like this, the ball sits up. So you're really going to make sure you drop shot on the right ball, the right point, and plenty of backspin needed. What a wonderful angle there from Topalova as well.
It was a busy year for Elise Mertens. We talked about her prowess on the doubles court. I think towards the end of the season, I think it might have been doing the match. They played Billie Jean King Cup. It was Belgium and Australia. She's playing Ayla Tomljanovic and had to forfeit that match or retire from that match, had a shoulder injury. So she's set herself to have a bit of downtime, and now she's back ready to go. Break point here, so an opportunity to break straight back.
Very good hitting from Topalova early on.
30-40.
Likes the backhand as well. A pretty good technique, pretty sound. And is patient. She isn't rushing.
And that is the break back. Topalova gets it 1 game all now in this opening set.
It's interesting, she went after that second serve, 168 k's an hour. She didn't hold back. Interesting choice there on break point.
As soon as she walked to the towel box there, she was greeted by Kirsten Flipkins. The captains can actually go out onto the court and actually speak to their players when they've got the down moments.
Yeah, we haven't seen it too much. Seen it a little bit. We saw it a little bit with Elise Mertens once or twice in her match with the captain. But they can do that. They can you know, get you your towel if you need as well, but they can talk to the players in between points and in between games, not just on a changeover.
Too short.
Return, yeah.
Love 15.
These opening stages where you get a feel for your opponent, and I think Mertens has worked out that that second serve is very attackable.
Love 30.
You can see there from Topalova as well, that return from Mertens straight through the middle. Actually, probably should have been a forehand from there, but she went around to actually really try and hit a backhand. So definitely the backhand is the preference and her favourite shot.
Ooh. Could have potentially been dangerous, but again, just the controlled aggression and the movement forward from Mertens too, going back with the flight of the ball.
This is good tactical awareness though, because she's sensing the little bit of a weakness in the Topalova serve, especially the second serve. So she's stepping in.
Three games, 3 breaks of serve, and it's Mertens in front. 2-1 in the first set. Well, as the fireworks were going off in Perth, you might have been wanting to be 2,000 kilometres away, Yelena, in Broome. Sunset at Cable Beach would have been magnificent last night. Plenty to see and do out there, and plenty of space as well. If you want to go to the beach, you can go to the beach. If you want to go to Sun Pictures, the world's oldest outdoor cinema garden, been open since 1916, you could do that too. Maybe even some Pearl Diving. But as we established the other day, Yelena Dokic, your go would be camel rides at sunset.
Absolutely. I'd love to do it all, but those camel rides look amazing. Yeah. I have to get out there at some stage.
We'll keep doing enough plugs for them. We might be able to take all of us.
И не сервис просто не е фърли толкова напред. Ако виждаш, че не си е фърлила както трябва, спря, да почне наново. Просто малко над теб. И в тялото мисля, че е добре, ако си дадеш тялото. Защото видя и втори серия се вие на бехин директно, или ще играе, или ще затвори на обратно направи, ще играе по обратно на вина. Добре, добре, добре. По същия начин в момента. Продължава по същия начин. Движи се само. Айде.
Very calm and measured. What an opportunity here. Gergana Topalova substituting in for Victoria Tomova for Team Bulgaria, but the opportunity to learn from Grigor Dimitrov at the sit-down. So this opening set, we've had 3 breaks of serve already across the 13 minutes. Tie very much in the balance at 1 apiece.
Oh. 50 love.
Just struggling a little bit with her serve, Mertens. The ball toss as well, just a little bit lower than it should be. Doesn't give herself the opportunity to go up and after the ball.
Let's have a look at the serve here, Yelena.
Pretty smooth, pretty simple action. See that right leg just getting a little bit too far around. Not a lot of leg drive either. The left arm collapses a little bit.
Second service.
Another double. So another look at the service motion.
Yeah, right here. So have a look at the right leg and the right hip right there. She's a little bit too open. Needs to stay just a little bit more side on to give herself that chance to go up after the ball and shoulder over shoulder. Like this, she's already a little bit front on, which what happens then, you're already you're too open and you're hitting too down on the ball. That's why she doesn't also have a kick serve. She has more of a slice serve on the second serve.
Too much power there.
Wonderful backhand. It's her favourite shot as well. So often she'll open up the court with the backhand cross court. When she's got that opening down the line, she'll go there. Got a wonderful backhand. Great shoulder rotation, hip rotation, and she really stays down low through the shot as well. She's very balanced.
Now she's missed every second serve to this side of the court so far, Mertens, the ad side. And no problem there. Consolidates the break. 3-1 now in the first set.
It's a much better hold of serve, and also just slowly, just starting to actually figure out what's going on out there. She definitely has the opportunity, though, here to control points. I would like to really see her up the court a little bit more. for Topalova. And she's a really good ball striker, but she doesn't really have huge weapons, not from what we've seen so far. So for Mertens, just really, I think, from her, it's to try and control the rallies a little bit further up, maybe on the baseline.
Just overplaying there. It's a tough position in the court, that ball dropping. But the right intent, again, as Yelena was talking about, to just keep attacking and moving up the court. So comfortable at the net, Elise Mertens. But that's a nice finish.
She loves that backhand, and she's really good. Got really good shape on that ball as well. Good margin for error. You can see she gets under and over the ball here, even going down line over the higher part of the net. Really good acceleration and shoulder turn.
Good placement too. 155. It's not an overly quick serve, but it's about the placement. You can move that ball around, move your opponent wide, as we saw there. You'll get some good results. And holds to love. So after 3 breaks in a row, we've got 2 holds to serve in a row. Mertens 3-2 in the opening set. Well, the umbrellas are out because the sun is across the 2 benches. It won't be there for long. The roof does move and shift. It is a multi-purpose venue here, the RAC Arena. So, of course, for an outdoor tournament, but they have basketball and all sorts of concerts here where they can close the roof, and they'll move it around to keep the spectators mostly in the shade. The seating, there's air conditioning underneath. It's a wonderful, wonderful stadium here.
It is. Well, just sitting courtside and doing courtside commentary, it really is. It's air conditioned and really pleasant to be down there. And that really helps as well, doesn't it? Not just the teams, but the players as well, because it can get hot. And you said it in a couple of days, we're expecting really high temperatures.
Сега така ще играе по-скоро от двете страни. По-скоро от двете напори. Така че... Да, играе много права, ама що играе тази права?
Let's quickly have a look at this rally hit point comparison that we talked about in the previous game. So have a look at this. Topalova inside the baseline 23% of the time, and interestingly, Mertens less, 16% of the time. So that is something that, for me, Mertens needs to change. And she has that ability because she's such a good ball striker, but it's about just going a little bit up further on the baseline, because she's actually not really getting beaten by power out there. So for me, she's just a little bit too far back behind the baseline. That was good, like that. The intent has to be there. She has to commit to some of these shots. And we said, I mean, she's a wonderful player, has been as high as 12 in the world. Still inside the top 30, but that is maybe the little thing, the next step of being a little bit more aggressive and also developing a weapon, but taking the ball a little bit earlier when you can. Take that time away from your opponent, which would, for me, get her into the top 10. Does it? Those little things and the little 1%ers.
Particularly when you've also had so much success on the doubles court, being number 1 in the world in doubles, won the tour finals last year. So comfortable with that transition game moving forward. Seen a little bit of it today, but not so much. I think that'll pick up as the match goes along.
especially because she also has this really good ability to move the ball around the court. And she uses the width of the court, the angles as well. So she does have that opportunity then to come in. See, that's a perfect example. So she had an opportunity there twice to come in, even take the ball out of the air, a dry volley, and she preferred just a little bit to stay back.
30.
And then ended up actually missing the ground stroke, and then you get a little bit sometimes frustrated when you don't end up putting that point away.
At 40-30.
Nicely done. 4-2 now for Mertens. Just wondering, Elena, just talking about the want to get forward, just watching her serve, is it sort of related to the issues you're talking about with the serve? It's, you know, loss of power, that she's a little hesitant because she knows she's probably going to get a strong return back? Yeah, look, on the serve, perhaps, and that is, you know, if you look at maybe a little bit of a weakness in the Mertens game, you'd go, well, the serve, especially the second serve a little bit. So again, it's not a lot. It's those just little things and additions to her game.
50 love.
And sometimes, yeah, absolutely. If you do feel like you're not getting free points or a lot out of your serve, you could be a little bit hesitant.
Please. At 30 love.
Topalova here, who's more than holding her own early on in this set. Mentioned that got the late call up to be playing today on the big stage, biggest stage that she's played on.
And I don't necessarily think that Elise needs to change too much with the way that she plays. It's just kind of having that, you know, one kind of, you'd almost call it that killer shot that we see with some of the, you know, players, especially the top players, or, you know, that are in the top 10 that have weapons. Because she's such a good ball striker, technically really, really sound. So just little additions. Like that. And I think a point like that, she can definitely do it just a little bit more often. And like she's doing now in this match, she's definitely figuring it out. And that serve was that was there to be hit. That was there to come forward. Really good play there. Really committed to it. Knew what she wanted to do and come forward. Beautiful.
As you talk about them, you know, we say, you know, little things to work, but of course, you know, that jump as you keep going up through the rankings, to just keep going through, like top 10, how tough is it to get inside the top 10, and how hard you have to work to actually get there?
I always kind of feel like the rankings don't lie. There's a reason for that, and where everyone is and where you are with your ranking.
Topalova getting the job done on her serve. Still down a break though. Mertens leading 4-3 in the opening set.
Team Belgium leads 4-3.
Oh, this is beautiful. Perth City, we've had a great couple of days already. Elizabeth Key there, up to Kings Park. This is right in the middle. The sails are on at the moment, in case you're wondering, here in Perth. Something you can do. There's so many landmarks that you can visit. Everything quite close as well. And then the CBD at night. I tell you what, the fireworks were fantastic as we welcomed in the new year.
Were you at the fireworks?
I was.
Oh, you were?
There was some at Elizabeth Key, which is right on the Swan River. Beautiful. And then there were the midnight fireworks, which were more in the city, the Northbridge area.
Ja, dat bedoel ik. Ja. Dat je te snel stilstaat.
Klein pasje extra en dan staat het er goed voor.
Gewoon aan blijven proberen. Ja, inderdaad. Het is juist ook als je die goede vellen naar buiten trekt met die greep van haar. Dat is niet makkelijk voor haar, voor die reach, in reach nog te kunnen spelen. Dus ik denk dat dat sowieso een hele goede start is. Huh?
Positief, kom maar.
Ja. Positief denken, hè, jong. Trek je op aan elk punt, hè.
How's your...
Well, I got the last bit.
You did?
So positive. So positivity, just keeping things as upbeat as possible.
I'm not sure if I'm correct here, so I'll check actually with Kirsten Flipkens after this match, but I think I understood a little bit just on the back of that she's reaching a little bit, and I would agree with that, not that I would disagree with Kirsten. But she is, because she's just, I think, a little bit hesitant, just hanging back a little bit, which is what we talked about a game ago.
Love 15.
Another second serve missed in the ad court.
So I said early on that she was straight away from the first point in this match on her own serve was really going after that second serve. That's another one there, 150 k's an hour. I've got a theory on this, so just try and explain that after this serve. Great serve, but again she went for that.
15,
now the reason for this, I've watched Elise play a lot, and especially at the end of last year, sometimes she does have issues with the second serve because she doesn't have that kick serve. So her serve is a slice serve, and to be able to sometimes get that in under pressure, she was taking pace off and she was decelerating. So what happens if you decelerate
15,
anyway?
14.
If you don't have a kick serve, you're still going to hit double faults. But even if you're getting those serves in, they're going to be short. Then you're not going to have pace on it. So I think what she's trying to do is actually not decelerate and put a little bit more on the second serve. It's better there. But because she doesn't have the safety, she will still hit those double faults. So, you know, moving forward, it is more about developing that kick serve and having that pronation, maybe changing the ball toss, going a little bit further to the left, a little bit higher, to give herself that opportunity to be able to hit a kick serve.
Well, she's gone wide, so a break back, Topalova, and we're all square again in this opening set.
And that backhand, that's purely an error with the frustration from the serve because of the couple of double faults. And as someone who one stage of my career, I had some issues with my serve. I can tell you can be frustrating. And it actually, it does. It drags down your game. And then you lose your confidence in your game with that serve. It's a little bit of a snowball effect.
Yeah, I remember 12 months ago we were working in Adelaide and Aryna Sabalenka was having similar issues, but she corrected that in a big way.
She did. So Aryna Sabalenka actually from in Adelaide last year, she had big issues with her serve, as we know, and already fixed a little bit by the time the Australian Open came around. Do you know who she got to help out a little bit in Adelaide? You don't know? I'll tell you in a second.
Looking at you.
Yeah. No, I am not. No, I am not that good. No. I wouldn't hire myself to fix a serve. Beautiful. Our very own Mark Philippoussis.
Right.
Yeah. Who better?
Exactly.
15 all.
But I actually really like that. I think if you're having an issue maybe with something or you don't feel comfortable, I think it's a great idea to, you know, hire people for certain things and certain shots and bring certain, you know, additions to your game. So I really like the idea of that.
Again, just overplaying on that backhand, Mertens.
She looks a little bit uncomfortable, doesn't she? She looks a little bit unsure at the moment. Don't forget, this is, you know, for her, it's her first match of the year. It can always be difficult coming off the off-season and being a little bit rusty. Really good from Topalova, though. She's been really calm, composed, consistent. She hasn't panicked out here as well. Really good signs from the Bulgarian youngster.
And the confidence is rising too.
Phenomenal point. You see just how sound that backhand is from Topalova. She's got really good wide base. It's a really simple motion. Have a look at this. Good off the outside foot as well, or the outside leg. She's got wonderful shoulder turn, follows through all the way. She's really balanced, stays low, and she's growing in confidence.
Well, we'll take that little bit of luck. Just catching the top, that dead net court, no chance. The hands go up. I'm not 100% sure that's a real apology. We could probably get rid of that in 2023. Able to keep the pressure on again. Another break point here for Mertens.
Team Belgium.
depth of shot here, Topalova. That's what's keeping Mertens back in the court. She can't really attack from there.
Well, great hitting. First of all, that backhand, the depth that she's got, but also she's up on the baseline. She's not giving up any court position, and brave there to go down the line. But she's ripping it, but she's got that safety because she's got margin for error, and she's also not going for the line. Great hitting from Topalova. That's a good return. I like how she followed that in as well there, Mertens, so she knew that she was going to try and go in and look for a shorter ball. This is where from Topalova, I'd actually serve and attack the forehand a little bit more if there is a shot that Mertens maybe under pressure isn't comfortable with. It's the forehand. It's good play.
And another break of serve. Elise Mertens will be serving for the opening set next at 5-4.
Team Belgium leads 5-4.
So our first match of the morning here. We've got Zizou Bergs coming up next, representing Belgium. Dimitar Kuzmanov. And the tie is at 1 apiece. So in the best of 5, every win is important today.
Daar ligt het voor een groot stuk aan. Tactisch, je weet wat je moet doen. Vanaf het moment als jij kunt, moet je die bal aanpakken.
Probeer solide genoeg te zijn en als je kunt.
Als je die niet goed voelt, dan zet je die centraal.
Ja, iets meer centraal.
Als je zegt van, dan pak je wat meer mee.
Benen. Dat zijn die kleine pasjes extra. En dat echt niet stilstaan. Dus wat we net doorgaan met dat extra pasje. Als je de bal agressief wilt, blijf agressief dan. Hè.
Ja, dank je.
Ja, blijf die op die bot spelen. Die backhand op de bot, dat is ook een van de beste shots dat je hebt. Blijf op je lijn spelen, blijf agressief zijn.
Нито съпротивление, нито нищо. Така че стой само, не се играй толкова по правата, освен ако не го усещаш. Повече тялото и навънка. Айде. Браво, айде.
So Elise Mertens stepping out to serve for this opening set. 39 minutes on the clock. Here's the distance that they've covered so far in the match. And fairly even from both players.
Much better serve there from Mertens, going up after the ball. Look at this service motion here. So good leg drive there, but look at the right leg. So that should be a little bit further back. The right hip is coming too far forward. What happens with that? You're going left to right, you're going across. You cannot go from shoulder over shoulder up after the ball. So that's why she's got a little bit more of a slice serve, and you struggle to get a kick serve out of that.
Second serve.
Let's have a look at this second serve here. Went for that one, 165. And then because she comes too far around with the right leg and the right hip, have a look at this, the second serve contact points. And the double faults, or the ones that she's missed, they're too far to the right. So from there, the only thing you can do is slice, so no safety. You cannot kick from there. lower ball toss as well from the ones that she misses.
And also on one side of the court, it's very pronounced on the ad side, what we call the ad side of the court. Aside from where she is now. Well done, Topalova again, just staying in the point.
She's a great mover, isn't she, Topalova? She moves well, she covers the court well, but also she anticipates well.
15.
And it's also not just being able to move well out there, but the shots that you're able to hit while, you know, you are pushed around the court and when you are on full stretch and being spread around the court. And she does that well. She defends well. She's able to get, you know, good depth, doesn't go for shots that are not on.
Now we have a couple of set points for Elise Mertens. And closed it out, didn't have it all her own way. But Elise Mertens gets the job done. The opening set, 6 games to 4. Kirsten Flipkins with a bit of double duty here. Umbrella holder as well as team captain.
To everything as a team captain.
Let's take a look at the numbers, Elena. 44 minutes on court.
Well, from there, Elise Mertens, 55% first serves in, so that needs to be a little bit higher, but she's winning 69% of points behind that first serve. 5 double faults, only 1 for Topalova. They've got the same amount of winners, a few more unforced errors, but Mertens, she has won 8 out of 10 net points, and that has been the key in that first set. Sometimes on those key moments, what you don't see is those pressure points when it really mattered, and Mertens was able to step that up from 4-all. She was actually able to break where Topalova did have a couple of game points. So just some of those bigger points and those pressure points, Mertens was able to play really good tennis.
Which is what to be expected when you've got such a difference in the rankings and the experience as well. But Topalova's putting up a good account of herself.
Absolutely, especially coming in last minute as well. And she's a really good ball striker, a great mover as well. I love the backhand because she doesn't just play central and up and down the court. She actually uses the width of the court as well. And I think that her game will only get better and develop from there. But for Mertens, it was good, a good adjustment, because it wouldn't have been, you know, easy for her as well to come out here not knowing who she was going to play first match of the year. And there's a lot more pressure on her as well. Don't forget, on paper, she's a clear favourite. So in the end, she was able to find her way. You see there that big reaction as well at one stage in that first. So she got just, I think, a little bit edgy, but she should be very happy with herself with the way that she was able to get through that first set.
Time.
Gergana Topalova getting herself back out onto courts. A good account of herself in the opening set. First set did go to Elise Mertens though. The big test for now, for me, for that player on screen is how long she'll be able to keep pace with Mertens to be able to maintain that level against a player ranked top 30. When you haven't had that much experience, it can be really tough.
I agree. It's one thing to do it for a set. It's another to be able to do it for 2 or 3 sets.
Touch.
Too good for Mertens there. She had to cover a lot of court. Great defense as well. She turned defense into attack there.
Love 30.
And for Topalova, well, she hit a couple of great backhand cross courts, but let the opportunity pass by to take the ball out of the air. And against someone as experienced as Mertens, you got to take those opportunities and try and put a little bit of pressure on. This is where also Mertens now, if she's a set-up, this is where she'll have an opportunity to really just maybe be a little bit more aggressive, step into the court a little bit more.
Let for service. Left, second service.
Oh, that's a wonderful return.
And as we saw in the opening set, we started off with a break of serve. Same thing happening here.
Really like the commitment there as well, because that was good intent. She committed to it. She was inside the baseline, the body weight moving forward. She went after that shot, and she actually didn't take a lot of risk. It didn't go, you know, too close to the line, but she was still able to rip the ball.
Captain's work is never done. Let's have a look at the hit points for Mertens.
And that leads me into this one. So points one for Mertens. Have a look at the 80% of points she wins when she's inside that baseline. And then as she gets further and further back, it goes less and less, 60% of points in that 2 meters behind the baseline area, and only 27% from all the way back. So, you know, that says it all, really, doesn't it? The further that she is closer to the baseline and not giving up court position, the better she plays. And that goes a little bit with also, I think, what Kirsten Flipkens was saying, that she was reaching for the ball a little bit sometimes on both the backhand and the forehand.
Topalova's, though, done well to keep her back in the court too. Her ball placement
definitely has off the backhand, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, no. She was made to play the extra shot. She can't believe it.
You almost saw that coming. She thought that that put-away smash, that was it. But Mertens doing what she does so well, anticipates, moves well. You can see Topalova that she actually stopped and wasn't ready for this volley. In fact, had a wrong grip there as well, not continental enough. Almost a little bit of a forehand grip there. That's because she wasn't ready. Well done.
30 love.
There from Mertens, hit a good serve. She saw that Topalova was in trouble there, that she was going to get an easy reply. Topalova had to take that left hand off the racket, and Mertens, the anticipation there to take the ball out of the air. Didn't overplay either. Well done.
Feeling the confidence.
40 love.
Look at the Mertens' first serve placement. So on that juice side, split 50-50 between going out wide down the tee, outside, predominantly down the tee, and that's because of that slice serve that she has and the motion.
The pressure though building. Mertens 2 love now in the second set.
So I'll just go back to that graphic, because what happens with that is, especially against the better players, it starts to be a little bit too predictable, right? So when they know you've got a slice serve and a flat serve only, but also I would like to see her serve more into the body. Have a look at the juice side. No serves into the body, 29% on that backhand side. And again, that's because of a little bit of that slice serve. But also on the outside, only 14% out wide. And that is because of that pronation that she doesn't have, because it is a predominantly slice serve.
Oh, wow. Beautifully.
Love that forehand, because she went cross and then
15 love.
right here on this down the line. Look at how she actually cuts off the angle. So she doesn't go backwards. She actually cuts off the angle going on that down the line. Beautiful.
love.
Just missed the edge. Topalova, important service game here. If she can hold to love, will do her confidence the world of good. Still very much in this match. It does. Mertens up a break though, and a set. Now opening match day 4 of the United Cup. It's Mertens 6-4, 2-1. Well, I tell you what, I had a lovely day yesterday visiting this part of the world, Fremantle, just 20 kilometres south of the city. It is very much a port city which has a very rich and varied heritage. Get down there because they have done some great work. There's great seafood, there's great bars. I didn't spend too much time there yesterday, Elena. I was more the restaurants and wandering around. There's plenty of historic sites that are there. You can even catch, is that one of Alicia Mollick's yachts? And then, of course, the port city as well. So you can see the port in action. The cruise ships come in as well. There's a little beach. There's just history everywhere.
We're waiting for that invitation from Alicia, aren't we?
Yes, exactly.
To go on one of her yachts.
Not forthcoming, hasn't been for years, actually. We must follow that up. But a beautiful, beautiful port city. And as I say, it's a half an hour on the train from the centre of Perth down to Fremantle.
Igor Dimitrov, great to see him still there on the side of the court, keeping it really positive as well, which is good to see. He was a little bit nervous the other day starting out, his first time ever as a, as a playing captain, and he was saying how nerve-wracking it was. I think he's getting calmer as the tournament's going on.
It's good to see. If you've got some of these players, and obviously Kirsten Flipkin's on the other side, Nishka Radwanska is there, Eva Maoli is here as well. You've got players and former players with potential coaching options with the way
It's
that
great to
they're
see,
going here.
yeah. Got a few in the commentators box as well, so players all around. Nice. The serve is getting a little bit more rhythm as well, which is good. A little bit higher on that ball toss as well, just going up after it a bit more. I like the intent after the serve as well. She was looking for a shorter ball.
Net for service. Net for service.
The setup was good.
I don't mind that at all, actually. It was just the execution on that volley because she didn't close the net quick enough. But set up beautifully, though, with the little forehand angle to use the width of the court. The down line was open. Just coming forward. Just needed another little step, a little quicker. But really good, committed play. Change of a racket here, not too happy.
Also, you can see the discussions. Captains can walk out onto the court when their players at that end and have a quick conversation. The serve clock keeps ticking as well, so they've still got a finite amount of time. Just a few quick words.
Just depends what you like, really, whether you want that or whether you don't. It's really good to see. It's really good to watch, but you will get players that don't like that.
Great depth again. Topalova. Here's an opportunity. Breakback points.
15-14.
That's good work. That's the experience coming in from Elise Mertens under pressure. The right serve at the right time. Importantly, a first serve too. That's cleverly done.
Really loves to use that backhand angle, uses it well also. And there, that was good because Mertens was anticipating the down the line, but she held it long enough. Topalova went back behind Mertens and wrong-footed her. Smart play.
Oh, she got into position and she had time as well.
Almost too many options. Sometimes it's not good to have a lot of options. She anticipated though. The racket was forward just. Perhaps could have played a little angle there as well because Mertens was there.
I think that was one of the options she was considering,
Yeah.
the way her body was positioned.
Good depth from Topalova.
Advantage.
I haven't seen a lot of Topalova. She's still kind of, you know, she's coming through the ITF tournaments and the ITF tour in the rankings. And you mentioned she was top 30 junior in the world, but some really great signs with the way that she plays. She's got a lot of depth on her shots and uses the court really well. The width of the court doesn't just play up and down or too central, so there is a lot to work with there. I'm sure she'll only get better and better.
Well, it's often that you get the opportunities here when you are playing ITF to step up and see, okay, how do I make that step? I'm playing against some of the best players in the world. What do I need to do?
Second service.
So far, brilliant scrambling from the back of the court first, and then what a finish.
Well, we talked about her movement, her defensive skills. Mertens made a little bit of a mistake there. Again, she was reaching, let that ball get too low on her, but don't take anything away from Topalova. Had to do a lot of running in that point as well, and this passing shot, beautiful. Great reaction as well, great body language.
And she gets the break back. Topalova fighting hard and levelling things up in this second set, and reward for effort out of that game.
Oh, absolutely. What a fighter. Great competitor.
Game's on.
And I love the way that she's gone about it in this match as well. I mean, she really put up a fight against an incredibly experienced player, a great player out there with Mertens. But also coming out in the second set, you know, being a set down, it would have been sometimes maybe hard to go, oh, I've really got a mountain to climb here against a great player. But, I mean, the way that she's continued to fight here and to be able to break back, I mean, she was 2-love down in this set as well. Really positive play, doesn't give up, great competitor. And you talked about what a great opportunity it is to be out here and to play at this level, and to have Grigor as the captain as well. And these massive, it's not just a week, in fact, it's almost 2 weeks. It could really do a lot for a player's career. See how much running she's doing as well. Here, the sprints 21-8, covering a lot of court Topalova. And these types of weeks can change your whole career and turn it around if you use it in the right way, if you embrace it, and if you look at it as a great opportunity regardless of what happens. And that's what Topalova seems to be doing. She's really embracing it and enjoying it out there.
Well, we also see it a bit when players qualify for a major. So, for example, qualifying for the Australian Open, because, you know, there's a lot of players who are ranked around you who don't get that opportunity. So you can make a big jump, even just playing the first round. You can jump over a whole bunch of players and then start getting into better tournaments.
First service.
And there's nothing quite like that experience and winning matches and then even hitting with players that are ranked, you know, above you in the rankings as well. It's all about that motivation. It's actually a really, really good tactic there, body serve, where you jam your opponent, and Mertens there just unsure whether to take that as a backhand or a forehand. Probably was a forehand, but because she prefers the backhand there, she got jammed.
More than holding her own. Topalova.
Bulgaria.
We're on serve in this second set. It's 3-2.
Team Bulgaria is 3 games to 2.
And a happy Bulgarian bench. It's the fighting spirit that we're seeing here. Player ranked 323 in the world.
No, she's definitely not playing like 323 in the world.
All the Bulgarian fans are in the house. Boy, good support through these first 4 days of the United Cup. Plenty more still to come. Reminder that we've got 2 groups of 3 teams playing here in Perth. And the teams that top their group will play off in a city final. The winner of that will head to Sydney. Play the other winners, plus the best of the runner-ups. Interesting stages of this match. Topalova is fighting back from a breakdown. We're now back on serve in this second set, and work for Elise Mertens.
15.
This has been a key here in this second set. Have a look at this returns made in set 1 from Topalova. 78%, but 100% in this second set, and a little bit less for Mertens. So that's been the key for Topalova to get back into this second set, and has been able to break Mertens. Hasn't missed a return yet.
And builds the pressure.
Well, there was already a bit of pressure on the Mertens serve anyway, especially the second serve, because of the double faults and just a little bit of a struggle. But when someone's also making a lot of returns, it doesn't make it easy, does it? No free points.
Oh, she's missed that too. Great touch from Mertens.
It's great feel there for Mertens at the net as well. We've talked about what a great doubles player she is. But there, that was got awkward here. Have a look at this little half volley. Didn't panic. The only thing from there, didn't quite close the net. Nevertheless, manages to win that point.
Okay. 14.
So break points again here for Mertens. Saw her in the previous service game where she was broken. She did save a couple, just landed the first serve at the right times.
Good positive play. Didn't hesitate on that one there, on that dry volley. Didn't let it get
13,
too low.
14.
That shoulder height, took it early enough, goes back behind Topalova as well. That was smart here, because Topalova, she's been anticipating the back end. You can see she was moving to her left already. So you take the legs out of your opponent by going back behind. Good play. Just looking at this match a little bit tactically as well. I think Mertens is just getting stuck a little bit, going too much backhand to backhand and going into the Topalova strength. And yes, Mertens has a fantastic backhand herself, but it's just been, I think, a little bit too predictable for, you know, your opponent as well, and just not moving the ball around enough. And that's what I would like to see her change. Go more into the forehand, a little bit more variety. That's her 8th double fault now.
Just such a build-up and accumulation of pressure.
Oh, scoreboard pressure, the opponent pressure, and then just the struggle with the serve as well.
Yes, well done. Waited for Mertens to make the move, and he does get the break of serve. 4-2 now in the second set.
Very calm and composed. Good point construction there as well. She went back behind Mertens, wrong-footed her, and it was not an easy put-away overhead there as well, or bounce smash right there, but she waited for Mertens to move. She didn't panic. She held it long enough, kept her eye on the ball, used her peripheral vision here just a little bit to see where Mertens was going to move, and then went in the opposite direction. And Grigor Dimitrov, well, he likes it. He gives it the tick of approval.
How many times have we seen it, Yelena, that, you know, a team event where you're playing, representing your country, how players just rise to the occasion? Topalova has played in the Billie Jean King Cup representing Bulgaria before.
Absolutely.
So has some experience representing her nation.
And for Topalova, how great would it be, or it is, to have Grigor there, and for him to be there watching but also helping you, and, you know, he's a source of inspiration.
I
also like how calm she is out there. You know, whether she's been up in the match or whether she's had to fight back from behind, or she's just always been so positive and nothing negative about it. Great body language from Topalova.
And she's just doing what she has to do at the moment. Depth of shot, as we've talked about, has been excellent. But it just had some nice control, just moving Mertens around. Not necessarily blowing her off the court, but just remaining more consistent. And again, Topalova is getting the upper hand in this second set, leading 5-2 now.
Team Bulgaria leads 5-2.
And it's good to see the Bulgarian fans. They are up and about. There's a handful of them down that end of the court, and they're liking what they see, as this guy is.
Oh, he got a bit excited, didn't he?
Like Jamie Delgado on the left-hand side, there's like, I've seen all of this before, but I love the fact that you're getting excited by it. Welcome to the world of coaching.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's about all that we've seen from Topalova in terms of the... So you talk about the positivity, but it's not, you know, outwardly shown.
No, it's
quiet
not.
and unassuming around the court, but getting the job done nicely.
It is on the big points, but she's just got this really, which I love, this really calmness about her and composure, and she's really focused. Doesn't give much away, but still the shoulders are back, and the body language is really positive, and the way that she walks and goes about things, and doesn't, you know, let her head drop even when, you know, after she lost the first set.
So big moment for Gergana Topalova, the Bulgarian. A chance to level this match with Elise Mertens. The ties, you can see, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, evenly poised. Important moments here for both of these players. Topalova playing with plenty of confidence. But it is interesting that when Mertens has faced that pressure, and yes, she's been broken a couple of times, but she stared down a whole heap of break points. But we see here again, under pressure, coming up with the first serve. 2 in a row. Just miscuing.
30-15.
But for all of the issues we've been talking about with the serve today, we've had 3 first serves in a row to start off this game.
For Topalova, I really like that, the fast and hard into the forehand from Mertens. If there is one shot that might break down, it is the forehand. She starts to decelerate and just falls back a little bit. Doesn't stay through the shot, doesn't stay balanced. Still, though, for Mertens, really important to hold her serve and make Topalova just feel that pressure of serving out the set. That's what you always want to do, but also just to give herself a bit of that confidence back on her serve.
Like this from Topalova, just taking her time at the back of the court. Mertens is already at the line.
The only thing you've got to be careful of, you have to play at the service pace. So just needs to make sure she doesn't get a warning for that.
Mertens does get through, so Topalova now with an opportunity to serve to level this match.
Okay, key here for Topalova, first serves. And the percentage of those first serves gets herself into the point. I would serve a lot into the body forehand as well. This is where, no doubt, how calm and composed she's been today. She will feel a bit of pressure trying to serve out this set. This will be huge if she could win this second set here. What a start. I think she heard me. Body forehand?
I think so. A earpiece or something.
I've got a line to Grigor as well here.
Oh, just finding the line.
And for me, this is what I think Mertens just needs to just maybe make a little bit of an adjustment here. Go less into the Topalova backhand. Just work the point around a bit more. That's nerves.
30.
You can feel it. You can feel
Yes,
it up
you
here
can.
too.
You can feel the tension, and you can almost see a little bit of tension in her shoulders. Topalova. Mertens, though, doing a smart thing there, just making the return through the middle.
Ranked 323 in the world, Topalova. Been as high as 308. Spent all her time on the ITF circuit, the biggest stage that she's played on. Big moment here.
Wow.
And an even bigger one coming up now with set points.
Does that so well. The backhand cross court, got great placement.
30.
But again here, she goes for more of an angle than outright depth. And that's what she does well. She doesn't play central. She uses the court. Beautiful down the line, gets down low.
She's done it!
And second set.
For efforts. Topalova, the late call, has won
set all.
We're at 1 set all. Topalova takes the second 6-3. Well, well, well. Dokic, what a happy team that is right now.
Wow, you saw her face there. She was smiling. Almost relief a little bit there as well. It's the biggest set that she's ever won in her young career officially. As we take a look at that second set summary, and for Topalova, well, first serve percentage 65%, really improved from the first set, and won 82% behind it as well. And if you look at the unforced errors, only 9 for Topalova and 17 for Mertens. So that's been the big difference in this second set for Mertens. Just needs to tighten that up. A lot of unforced errors coming from her racket, especially after 2-love. A huge swing and turnaround in this second set.
It certainly was. And the thing was her composure. All the way through, she was down a break early on, managed to get that back, and she's just been so remarkably consistent.
Yeah, consistent, composed and calm, never panics, and she's had to cover a lot of court. She's really had to just really stay in a lot of these points, great defensive play, but also when she's had that opportunity to step in and really play the match on her terms, she's really done it, which has been great, but it's been really the competitiveness and the fighting spirit that's gotten back in this match.
That's one very happy team captain, Grigor Dimitrov. He's right into this contest.
I thought he was going to jump on the court there for a minute. I'm sure he wants to. It's great, isn't it?
Elise Mertens is off the court at the moment, so just a quick bathroom break for her. But those fans, they've been here all 4 days watching Team Bulgaria in action, and they are loving things. They've got Grigor Dimitrov on the T-shirt, but I tell you what, Topalova gets the win here. They may have to just add some more T-shirts to the range.
Oh, the way that she's playing, wonderful display, and Burns here just taking a bathroom break. This will be important here for Topalova, just to stay focused, because she was able to really build momentum there after 2-love. She's only lost 1 game, and she won 6, and it was a really consecutive breaks there, in the way that she was able to really just time the ball, tactically play really well. So when you've got sometimes a break like this, even if it's 2 or 3 minutes, or I think we'll have a, you know, even a little bit longer than that, so important just to come out, make sure the legs are working, the footwork is there, because it can really change the momentum of the whole match. And she doesn't have that experience where she's actually had to deal with that on the big stage.
Well, let's flip it the other way, Yelena. So Kirsten Flipkins has followed Elise Mertens off the court. What would you be saying to Elise Mertens right now heading into the final set?
Yeah, look, it's a tough one, because I just feel like from the beginning of the match, even though she won that first set, she's just really looked a little bit distressed out there, not as positive. At times, I would even say lacked a little bit of the intensity. So I think she just really needs to keep her positive and, you know, just keep assuring her that she is doing the right things, because you do have to give a lot of credit here to Topalova and the way that she's played, and sometimes that's going to happen. Look at that reaction. He doesn't know where to go. I love it. But, and you just got to continue to just be positive, keep her calm out there. She's serving first, and just really keep that positivity going, because the worst thing is when you have lost a set like that, when you're not feeling good, because she's not feeling great about her serve. You can see it, she's unsure. The unforced errors are flying off her racket as well. These are some of the reactions of Grigor Dimitrov. I think we can do a whole little reel of Grigor and his reactions in a match. But yeah, I think for Mertens, just to keep positivity, because she knows she's got the experience on her side. Just stay calm, composed and positive. I would also just get her a little bit to just open up with the shoulders, and maybe even use the team and the crowd as well for positivity.
Have a look at this, though. The win predictor spinning around still very much in Mertens' favour, but 37% now.
That comes down to that ranking and more so the experience that you would still in this match go with Mertens in the third set. So what I really like what Topalova's done in that second set, even though, you know, that backhand, we've talked about that being a strength, but it's she's been going cross-court into the Mertens backhand, but then also opening up and going into the Mertens forehand down the line where she's been able to get some unforced errors. So just the variety is there. Gone more into the weaker side just a little bit more often. But for Mertens, this is where I think she needs to just maybe tactically change it a little bit. I don't think that she has tested the Topalova forehand enough. I do think the backhand is a strength. We've seen it. But she's got a little bit more of an extreme grip on that forehand as well and a little bit of a bigger swing. So just test that out. Go a little bit, you know, fast and hard into that forehand. When someone's got a little bit more of an extreme grip and a bigger swing, that's what you want to test. Because on the backhand, she's very compact and a beautiful, simple swing. But I don't think Mertens has tested that forehand enough, so I would love to see that early on.
Unlucky. That was a cracking return right up the middle of the court. Mertens barely any time to react.
Did well there, Mertens, though. She was ready after that first, really absorbed the pace beautifully, held the ground on that baseline as well. Used Topalova's pace there, didn't panic.
Oh, yes, that's a sign of intent right there from Elise Mertens. We've just seen in this opening game the Belgian bench getting a lot more vocal.
We talked about the Topalova shot placement and the variety of it. Have a look at this in the first set. This was Topalova shot placement predominantly into that Mertens backhand. There was a little bit of variety going through the middle and the forehand as well, but a lot of traffic directed at the backhand. But have a look at the second set. There's a lot more variety. She's changed it up, gone through the middle and a lot more to the Mertens forehand. And that's what you want to do. If there is one shot under pressure a little bit that can break down, it is the forehand. She starts to decelerate and loses a little bit of confidence on that shot, Mertens. So I really like that change up from Topalova. Tactically, that is very deliberate. And that is why she was able to win that second set. That's almost what Mertens actually now has to do, you know, change that up as well and go more into the Topalova forehand.
Well, again, Brazil looks up to the sun, but again, it's the scrambling from Mertens to play the extra ball.
And that's also the experience coming through. She knew that for their Topalova, she was in the sun there, and that just even making her hit another overhead could potentially, you know, get an unforced error out of that one, and it worked.
Well done. We've seen that plenty of times throughout the match.
See what Topalova does so well. She will go into the open court as well, but she'll also go back behind a lot. And that is such a good tactic, because sometimes even if it doesn't work, you really do keep your opponent guessing and you're not predictable. And that's what she does so well. Look at the placement on that backhand again. Wonderful angle. I like the different mindset that Mertens has come out with. I've talked a lot about positivity and body language, and when she took that bathroom break, what would you do as a captain? What would you telling her? And it's definitely the body language.
Another error. But the other thing too, talking about the body language, as I said before, the Belgian bench now up every single point, so they've lifted as well.
They have. But also Mertens, we've seen a couple of come-ons. We've seen her, you know, after she held that opening game, jogging to the other side. Really good positivity. That's, you know, an experienced player as well.
First time I think she's tried the drop shot. It didn't work. A break of serve for Mertens. But we have been in this situation before across the 3 sets.
Mertens just there having another little chat with Kirsten Flipkins. Of course, the captains can come on and have a, you know, a chat with the players. And this was always going to be the danger for Topalova. Having that little 5-minute break in between the second and the third set and losing momentum, and that's what's happened. Nice. Very positive and committed play.
15 love.
What Mertens has done here as well, she's just really changed up the pace of play as well. So throwing in some loopy balls. So she just hasn't given Topalova as much pace to work with, which is what we have seen. She loves pace and she loves the ball in the comfort zone, the hitting zone, all same pace and same height. So what Mertens has come out and done, she's changed that. She's thrown in a few loopy ones, a few slices, a few cheap forehands as well. It's brought in a few unforced errors. Smart from Mertens.
Couldn't stick the landing there. Well, she has dropped her forehand and backhand speeds just ever so slightly too in this set.
Yeah.
15.
And that's very deliberate. That's what she's doing, that on purpose, because, you know, everyone likes the same ball and a little bit of pace, but when you mix that up and give someone, you know, different pace of ball, different height of ball, different depth of ball as well, it just really changes the whole rhythm. And it's also not as predictable.
Again, it's just being able to stick in these long rallies.
She is testing the forehand more as well, even chipping to the forehand
14,
and then
15.
just really going to that side more. She's gotten out of those backhand cross-court rallies hard and fast into the backhand. So a real big tactical change from Mertens.
Well, off to a flyer in this final set. Elise Mertens setting the ship. 3 games to love now in the final sets.
Ja, dat maakt niet uit. Dat is het enige dat je in de hand hebt, dat is het enige dat je moet blijven doen. Dat is die positiviteit, die vuist, die energie uit te halen.
Much happier camp, the Belgian one right now. But let's go and visit Cottesloe and Scarborough. What a beautiful part of the world this is. This is in the suburbs of Perth. The beach is magnificent. Just ask Elise Mertens. She lives here. Great for swimming. The Indiana Tea House is there as well. And then you've got Scarborough Beach, which is just as good. The surf, if you're not really a fan, you can have a walk along the beach if you want to. Maybe just find yourself a little cafe along the way. And the bars are pretty good too. Look at that water, fantastic. A wonderful part of this part of the world. So Team Belgium, Jelena was talking about how the body language has changed from Mertens in this final set, but it certainly has from the players behind as well. And now to be able to finish the job, a stern test in this first match of 2023 here at the United Cup in Perth. One hour and 45 minutes on court, and Elise Mertens just keeping things steady now against her less experienced opponent. Topalova ranked 323 in the world. What can she come up with here? She's had to fight all the way through this match. And again, just the depth of shot from Mertens.
15.
Topalova's had to cover a lot of ground, done some great defending across the match, but Mertens playing with a bit more margin, keeping those unforced errors down, finding a nice rhythm. Oh, just missed. That's just the pressure that's building up because she's having to play a lot more balls in this final set. And this is the key. Ranked 323 ITF circuit. It's a big step up. Hard to keep pace. But that's all right.
That's better. Goes back behind Mertens again.
Well
done. Beautiful.
Her best point of the match.
Not just the overhead, because that was hard. She had to also move back, and she kept her eye on the ball and didn't collapse, but also just the point construction there as well. She used the whole court, but just also deliberately taking a lot of pace off the ball, which is where, for someone like Topalova, she loves pace, but then creating your own pace is difficult because she is so consistent, but doesn't have that outright natural weapon just yet. So creating her own pace at times is difficult. So really smart from Mertens.
13-14.
And another break of serve. So Mertens staring down the challenge for love in this final set. Almost. That would have been an incredible get.
Love 15.
Nice.
This goes back to what you were talking about throughout the second set and into the third set, the experience factor that Elise Mertens has. This stage of a match, to know that Topalova doesn't have that experience and just pulled back slightly, a bit more margin and getting the result.
Yeah, and for Topalova also, she would have gone, well, I've just played, you know, incredible set. It's the biggest set she's won in her career, but then you kind of got to go, well, you just got to straight away quickly regroup and get ready for the third. Not easy.
Made it.
Great touch there. Has missed a couple of those trying to hit
15.
the drop volley there as well. Good feel there.
And you see the spin on that ball, just slowing it down. So important with the volley on this surface.
Left for service.
Massive. Confident serve. One of the biggest of the match. 177 k's an hour. It was good there. I like she went up after that ball. More leg drive, a little bit of a higher ball toss as well.
And it went wide, too.
It went wide, yeah. So she can hit it.
And racing away with this match now. Mertens one game away, putting Belgium in front in this tie. It's 5-love in the third.
Kom op, jong. Volle, kom op. Hou daar vast.
So,
Op lusten.
let's have a quick listen here to Team Belgium.
Les pilules là, ça marche.
Hou daar vast nu, hè. Hou die focus, top bezig. Elk punt opnieuw en vast. In de regie blijven houden. Niet naar die score zien. Hè? Ja, voilà. Maar die ene dat je te juist miste was gewoon puur omdat je juist een klein beetje twijfel gedaan, een klein beetje naar links. Erdoor.
So for Topalova, there you can see just feeling a little bit now at 5 love, but can take so much from this match. Can still cause some problems for Elise Mertens, but look at the positivity coming out of the Belgium camp right now. Kirsten Flipkens, tour players there, captain. Mostly playing a bit of the mixed doubles for Belgium, depending on how far they progress in the event. Gergana Topalova is now serving to stay in the match at love 5. Topalova now has a good idea after this match about what she needs to work on to match it with the best in the world. The level's definitely dropped now. So hard to sustain it when you haven't had experience against players who are so highly ranked as Elise Mertens. Meanwhile, down the other end of the court, the confidence has built from Elise Mertens, despite dropping the second set. Things very much back on track now. 3 match points.
15. 40.
I haven't seen too many aces from Topalova today. Well, at exactly the right time. Still a couple more match points. And that'll be that. A bit of a scare for Elise Mertens, but she gets through in 3 sets to start her 2023 campaign. An important match win for Belgium, puts them in front in this tie. Gergana Topalova, a great performance for her, being a late call-up, but in the end, the experience of Mertens showing, getting it done. 6 love in the third.
Could you please put your hands together one more time for Gergana Topalova of Bulgaria?
So receiving the warm congratulations from the Bulgarian bench. And I think that discussion there, probably a little bit about Topalova and how well she played. She should be well pleased with her efforts, particularly in that second set, to really hang in the contest. These two are good friends, played on the doubles court together. I think once Kirsten Flipkens stops playing, I'm sure there'll be a lot of inquiries as to whether she'll be available to coach, because she's done a fantastic job on the Belgian bench. Now we've got Faan on the right-hand side there. Might be pressed into service for the mixed doubles. I can afford to smile after that, but certainly Elise Mertens didn't have it all her own way this afternoon. Let's hear from her now. She's on court with our very own Jelena Dokic.
Elise, congratulations. First, I have to get an explanation of that celebration.
We just love to dance.
Okay. For your first match of the year, she played a great match. How did you find the conditions out there? It's not hot, but it is still quite warm. And yeah, how did you find the first match of the year?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to everybody for coming today. We really appreciate it. All credits to her too. I mean, she played an amazing match. It was kind of a battle, but I tried to step up my game in the third set. And of course, it's the first match of the year, so always a little bit tricky, but happy that we're through. What
did you do after the second set? What did you tell yourself to be able to come back in the third and play such a good set?
Well, I think a little bit more solid. I made some mistakes in the first and the second set, just some first errors. Try to stay positive and just give everything I have.
Now, you've got Kirsten Flipkens as the team captain there, playing team captain, and you've been on the doubles court together as well, and you've got great friends. Must be pretty special to have her as the captain of the team.
It is pretty special. I mean, we played a lot of doubles already, like in the Billie Jean King Cup and in some WTA tournaments. So, I mean, we know each other pretty well. Yeah, it's very fun.
Okay. Kirsten, for you, is it stressful there, being on the side of the court because you're so used to playing, but now you don't really have too much control?
No, it's true. It's totally different, of course, but I also like to be on the side of the court, you know, like Elise said, we know each other for so long, and I also know that I can say to her what I'm thinking, you know, like after the second set, we went off court, took a toilet break, and I told her, you are the one fighting for every point, every time for Belgium. You are the one who's going to pull out this match. It's not about tactics, it's just your mentality that needs to change a little bit more positive in the third, and it paid off. So I'm just glad I could maybe help 1%.
Tell you what, I'm glad you said that, because that's what I said in the box about positivity. So I'm glad we're on the same page. Yep. Just one last one. We've got another match, but we've also got mixed doubles as well. Looking forward to that. In this type of competition, we don't get that often. Are you looking forward to the mixed doubles?
I mean, definitely. Yeah. I played Hopman Cup 5 years ago, so I'm very happy to be back in Perth. I mean, it's a beautiful place here, friendly people, and very looking forward to the mixed doubles because we don't really have that a lot, and it's just very fun to, you know, have that team bonding.
Okay, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you again. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Elise Mertens.
And did a good job there too with the captain alongside, although there might be a bit of fighting for position for the mixed doubles because, as mentioned, they've played a lot on the doubles court together, and Kirsten Flipkens is a playing captain, so you never know. She might actually want to get out there, Kirsten Flipkens, and have a bit of a match, but we'll see how it transpires. At the moment, Belgium leading 2 rubbers to 1 with 2 more matches to come this afternoon here in Perth, potentially decide the tie. Let's take a look at the numbers. 1 hour and 55 minutes on court. Topalova, a great job, particularly in that second set. It was her consistency that was the key. More unforced errors for Mertens. Topalova, well, a few more in that final set. The winner count, the first serve percentage will want to be higher for Mertens, but did win plenty when that first ball went into play. 8 double faults, that was problematic throughout the match, but her first match of 2023, can forgive her a little bit of that. And there is Topalova, put up a really good account of herself and should be really pleased with her efforts. A late call up, very, very late in the piece as the discussions continue here on the Team Belgium bench. But it's been a solid performance from Elise Mertens, the first match of 2023, and she gets it done in 3 sets. Belgium leading this tie 2-1 with 2 matches to come.
Lehecka scoring one of the biggest wins of his career to put the Czech Republic 1-1 up in the tie. Teammate Marie Bushkova was not about to surrender the advantage. Well, that's too good. Bushkova storms through the first set 6-2, and Niemeyer didn't lie down. The Czech